Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Share, subscribe, like this video. Thank each and every one of you for being here. Make sure you put your prayer request in the bottom. If you can see, I actually got my grass cut the other day. Still bad quality out there, air breathing. I was out there yesterday with the chickens. I got to go check on them soon and get them watered in the ducks. Just to check on them this evening. I checked on them this morning. But I tell you, just a little bit of time I was out yesterday, I got god awful sick again. And this morning I was really sick, very weak. So definitely keep me in your prayers. The news that was coming out earlier, it was some of them. Danny has sent some things to Bonnie, and I'd actually seen it earlier from Monkey Works. But there was a major exercise going on here right in West Virginia. It could explain all the travel we saw in the air. But they had a bunch of countries in here. There was guerrilla training for World War III. Here in my backyard. Didn't even realize it. But that's what was going on in West Virginia. And evidently they kept it well into wraps because nobody really reported it. So, but there's places in West Virginia you can go do stuff like that and nobody will ever see you. You know, just like, you know, there's haulers that go so far up. And I'm telling you, it's easy to train for military exercises like that in West Virginia. Because there's so many places that's just literally out in the middle of nowhere. You could probably hide a whole military army here and they would never know it. I mean, that's just the truth of it, the way it is. So, it's just crazy. It was happening in my backyard. Might explain why I saw all the military aircraft here in the last couple of weeks. So that was happening. Now, the news coming out of Ukraine is quite disturbing, and I'm still looking into this, and I'm going to have to do another video this evening about it because I'm still researching it. And like as I always tell you, do not fear. We know that we're getting out of here soon. And the more dreams and visions everybody keeps having, I do believe we're a lot quicker, a lot sooner than we thought. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit more too, also. But they're saying they're evacuating Zaporizhia. Now that's where that nuclear power plant is. Now remember, in the last couple of weeks, Ukraine's been yelling over and over that Russia's going to blow that thing up, which would cause a natural disaster like no man has ever seen. It puts Chernobyl to shame, all of them combined, if this would take place. It also brings NATO into the war. And something's happening because we're talking to the Ohio-class subs, the B-2 bombers, the B-2 Spirits, and we're talking to the nuclear silos also, because I'm hearing the emergency messages. So they're definitely moving their assets. It's called the nuclear triad. And we tune into their frequency and we pretty much can hear them talking. They give out code. The reason they give out code the way they do, there'll be Yankee, Tango, stuff like that. If the world went to a major World War III, which we know is going to happen, a lot of your electric stuff like that would be completely eliminated. It'd be hard to get messages back and forth. But if you can actually send, where I worked in radio for 20 years, you can send messages, small messages like just words, even 15 feet underwater. It's small bursts, but that's how they can communicate. That's how they communicate with the triad, the nuclear triad. That's why they break it down into, you'll hear just maybe 7 to 8 words, but they break that down into a whole sentence, and that's how they communicate. Because it's just easier way to do that. They train to do that, so in case there is no grid, there is no more communications, that's the way that they can get messages to the White House and to all the other militaries around the world. It's pretty ingenious, actually. Most militaries use it. It's just the best way of communication. Small burst. That's why I'm telling you. Now, if you're watching this video and you're stuck here after the rapture and you're part of the tribulation saints, the best way to communicate, with my experience, is to have a ham radio. Ham radios will become the most important thing after the rapture, okay? Now listen to me. If you're watching this video and we have already left, find you a ham radio. If you're pillaging through homes, the one thing that you're going to want to find is a ham radio. Because they will be able to communicate when, even if there's a major solar flare or whatever, they actually work better during a solar flare and everything else. People don't know that. I have one. And literally, ham radios will be, you'll need an antenna and a ham radio. You can actually get them very small now where they're handheld, but they're probably the most valuable thing you could ever have is a ham radio, because they're going to be able to communicate when everything else is down and can't. NASA comes out today and says that the big solar event that they predicted for the middle of what we're calling the tribulation of 2020-25, they're predicting it's going to happen this year because the sun is erupting like they have never seen, and they believe it's going to happen earlier, a lot earlier, which would back up what we're seeing is that the rapture is about to happen and the tribulation is about to start. So that kind of backs up what NASA is finding in the last couple of days. Understand, Luke 21:25. Look it up. That is your sign that we're leaving. And we're leaving now. If you ever had any doubts that we are leaving at this moment, Luke 21:25 will give you the answer that you're looking for. As watchmen and watchwomen, we watch and we watch. We see all the events that's happening on the sun and everything. Luke 21:25 gives us our blueprint of us leaving and the tribulation starting. I've been going by it for a while, and I've been watching all the signs of the sun, the oceans, everything. The moon, the blood moons and all that all goes with that. Luke 21:25. That is your sign that we are leaving now. The Lord gave us that so we would know that this was our moment, that we're getting ready to leave. If they are evacuating the Zaporizhzhia power plant, that means NATO's about to get in this fight. We already know NATO wants to get in this fight, and they've got to have a reason. They're a defensive force, not an offensive force. Ukraine, no matter what they're telling you, they are not winning their war. They have a lot of valor. They're good people, and they're fighting with everything they have, but they are totally outgunned. NATO has to get into this fight, and they know it. They're not stupid. They expect us to be stupid, and there is a lot of stupid people that believe that Ukraine is winning this thing, and, they don't have no sense, because they're not. You cannot defeat a superpower with a little ragtag military with a bunch of equipment they don't know how to use. It's not going to happen. Okay, bottom line, you can look it up in your history books. It's never happened. It never will happen. They're not going to win without help. Which brings NATO, and that brings in two superpowers with a lot of bad weapons that when they start to use them, it's not going to be good. Which brings me back to the rapture. And that's why I'm telling you, get as many people on the boat as possible. I had a dream today, and there were some things in it, but I will not repeat it until I get confirmation on it. Because it was so important that I'm like, okay, I've got to get this verified at least 3 or 4 times before I could even bring it out. So it could have just been a dream, but I need to make sure from the Lord that I can bring it out. But I do believe we're very close to this all coming to pass. I want you all to pay attention, definitely through 4th of July into this week coming. You're going to say, Chris, why? It's just a feeling to just keep your eyes aware of what's happening. I know. Enjoy your 4th of July. I want you all to enjoy yourselves with your families and everything else. Just keep your eyes open. Just got a feeling. And like I said, feelings, you take feelings as a grain of salt. I'm not one of these people, I've got a feeling today and tomorrow is the end. No, I don't do that. I don't buy into that crap. But a lot of us have been having weird feelings about this week, about something going on. And this Zaporizhzhia power plant could be it. So definitely keep your eyes, because a lot of people won't be paying attention through holidays. They don't. That gives our enemies ways to look at us while we've got our pants down. So definitely keep your eyes open. At this moment, after you read Luke 21:25, you should be watching the sky at all times, because that trumpet is going to happen very soon. When you hear it, it's going to be very distinct. And I haven't really went into detail with you about what you're going to see and what you're going to hear. You're going to say, Chris, well, how do you know this? Because I've seen it. And not only have I, but many others. Now, the first thing that you're going to hear, at first it's not going to sound like a trumpet. First of all, the sound will be distinct, and it will be the loudest thing you've ever heard in your life. The others will not hear the trumpet. They will hear thunder, and it will shake the earth. The whole earth. I don't care where you're at, if you're not even in an area that doesn't have earthquakes. The earth is going to shake. Okay? The dead will rise first. You will possibly see your past loved ones show up at your house. I don't know how much time you're going to get with them before the rapture. Maybe 4 minutes, but too many people have seen it. So I'm going to take it as that does happen. Your dead loved ones will show up, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. That might be all you get before, but understand they might not look like themselves. They're going to be younger. When I saw Mom, she was definitely younger. A lot of people saw their dads, moms, children, and they was all younger. So I'm throwing that out there just so you're aware of it. So if somebody shows up at your house and you're like, you don't know who they are, and they say, oh, by the way, I'm your mom or your dad, you're not going to question it, because you probably will. But you'll know by when they talk, you'll see their aura, you'll know it's them. Okay? Bottom line. People's going to say, well, that's crazy. Well, you can say it's crazy all you want, but it does happen. I just don't know how much time it happens right before, but they do show up. I don't know if you got 3 to 4 minutes, I don't know, but putting all the stuff from all the watchers and watch women that deal with this channel, which is in the thousands, we can take that pretty much and say that that's going to happen because many people have seen it. And I mean in the thousands. Okay? So we're going to add that to our quiver because so many's seen it. So after this, you hear the trumpet. Your dead loved ones show up, maybe 5 to 6 minutes. Then you're going to see something very odd over top of your head. You're going to see a hole open up over top of the sky. And it's going to probably scare the crap out of you at first. But don't be scared. You're going to feel a real tingly feeling to start out. When you feel this tingly feeling, that means you're about to be changed into your new body. Now, when the hole first opens up, you're going to see white things coming out of it. Balls of white light. Pretty big. Maybe the size of a bus. And they're going to be scattered. They're going to be going everywhere. Like orbs. Kim Fisher and me have discussed that might be the fallen angels. Because while they're coming down, we're going up. Okay? So, that's what me and Kim Fisher described. Now, Kim Fisher had seen some stuff this morning. If you want to check her out over there, she'd probably have... You definitely want to be on her community page and her video. Make sure you definitely subscribe to her, because she's getting messages quite a bit. And she got one this morning. I won't repeat it because that's her on her page. So you go over there and check it out, because you need to subscribe to her and always keep monitoring her, Gigi, and everybody else. Brother Aaron, Brother Barry All did a great video yesterday. You definitely want to check that out. It's very educational. Brother Bob Barber, same way. Had a very interesting video today out about NASA and their findings about 2023 instead of 2025. Okay, so definitely check out Bob Barber. He is at Dreams and Visions on YouTube. So, all that and many others are seeing and feeling what we're feeling. That's why I'm just telling you, at this moment, do not take your eyes off the sky, because we are definitely very close to the rapture. Very. I feel it. You feel it. I think we all know it. We all see World War III starting to manifest itself. And I know I have spoken about a timeline. So that's what brings me to this part of the subject. Remember, I saw San Francisco, 5 trumpets, everything else. Okay. What I am thinking, and like I said, don't know if this was religious or not. I'm just going by what I've seen. And now, that doesn't mean that we have to be here during the San Francisco thing. It could happen after us. I was starting to think last night that maybe a lot of this information we're getting is for those that are here after. So I wanted to stress that event, that we could be gone before the San Francisco earthquake, and it could happen after us. The reason why that's so important, with a lot of these events that a lot of people are dreaming and seeing could be events that take place after we're gone. And they're there for a purpose, that God has these recorded onto YouTube because the tribulation saints can use them. That's why I mentioned the ham radios, that they're going to need those. That's why I decided to start really including a lot of stuff that happens after we're gone to give them a leg up. They're going to need it. So if we are gone and you see the San Francisco earthquake, it does manifest itself after we're gone. Know that around September, around Feast of Trumpets, something is going to happen. And then after that, World War III, and then the Antichrist. If you go by that dream, if it's legit, like I said, that's, something like, I'm not going to say it's from God. It was a dream. To me, it was pretty religious. It was pretty on point. But like I said, I'm not going to go in here and say God gave it to me, because I don't do that. Sometimes we just have dreams and we eat too much pizza. A lot of people won't tell you that stuff, but I'll tell you, I make mistakes. I'm a man. So, like I said, I am not a prophet, and I'm not a teacher. I'm a guy here telling you to get on the boat, because I know the rapture is going to happen. I don't claim to be right about everything. I'm one of the people, if you tell me I'm wrong, I take it like a man, because that's just who I am. I'm a good person. And I know I'm not right about everything, and I know a lot of times a lot of you are right and I'm wrong. And I'm man enough to admit that stuff. It's what makes me different from most people. I can take it. Because I love you, and I want to see you on the boat, and I don't want to see you left here. That's why we do this channel. That's why this channel was created, was to get our loved ones on the boat and get us out of here so we can get into rapture and not have to be here after. But we've also got to consider that we are leaving soon, and a lot of people are going to be left. And they need a heads up of what's coming. So that's why I've mentioned this today and the ham radios. So if you're listening to this and we are already gone, they're going to probably tell you that the aliens took us. They're already building up to it. But if you're listening to this video, find you a ham radio. It's very important that you do. It's going to be your lifeline. You're going to be able to communicate with a lot of people with probably resources that are good people, not bad. And you're going to have to hide away from a lot of people. You're going to have to stay on the run. I know it's going to be horrible, but people will turn you in, because the Bible tells us you won't be able to buy or sell once we leave. They will control the population. You will not be able to just go to Walmart or go to the gas station and get gas. They'll tell you if you can get gas. You'll have to take the mark. So if you're listening to this, they won't have it completely up and going before, okay, after we leave. So you need to gain a place, a safe place. I would suggest, because of knowing World War III is coming, a place underground, because there will be a major nuclear war. You want to find a place in the mountains, a cave, and you'll definitely want different things like, I would say, especially your iodine pills, stuff like that. That stuff, once we're gone, these are things you're going to be needing to look for. Iodine pills is one. If you're out there listening to me, you might want to buy some iodine pills and keep in your house for these people. They're going to need them. A radiation detector, you can get them for about $20, $30 on eBay. If you have money spared at the house, make sure that you get maybe a couple and leave at your house, because when we leave, they're going to need them. I'm going to do the same, because these are the things that's going to keep them alive. Make sure you have some Bibles there at the house. If you can, download these videos, put them on a flash drive. Maybe they'll be able to put them on a device, so they'll have some kind of way to know what's happening to them, because a lot of people right now, they do not have no clue. Okay, so today we've done this video a little bit different. We're trying to help those that, I think we're at the time the Lord is telling me we have to make sure that the tribulation saints have a leg up after we're gone. That's how close we are. When the Lord is telling me we must start telling them, doing these videos a little different by including some of these things for them. So that tells me the Lord is going to let these things get out there for them somehow, some way. that they'll be able to get the information that they need. So definitely iodine pills. Small ham radios, they're about $20, $30. The radiation detectors, they're about $20, $30. If you have the spare money, you could definitely keep a couple at your house so they can find them. And the Lord will bring the right people to those devices. Don't worry about that. The ones that He's just got together that will become the tribulation saints, He already knows who they are. And He will lead them to those devices. I just want to throw that out there. Because we're not only trying to get people on the ark, we're trying to help those who missed the ark. Okay? I love each and every one of you. Like I said, I'll get more information on what's going on at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. It could definitely be a sign that we're very close to being out of here. Very close. All we're waiting on. Now, I was talking to Bonnie McCoy, and I said, listen, I think I have figured it out. It really hit me last night why every one of us are seeing events that are in the future. Is because Jesus is waiting on God to call, but we're still seeing future markers that He has placed so we know how close we are. But God can pull the string tonight. But them future events are still out here for the tribulation saints where they'll know what's happening after we're gone. I think that's what's happening. That's what the Holy Spirit was leading me to last night. A lot of people are seeing future events, and they're being recorded onto YouTube and other devices for them after we're gone. Because we could be gone tonight or tomorrow. When God says, Jesus, go get them, that's what's going to happen. But the future events are still recorded for those after we're gone. They're going to know what's going to happen to them after we leave. It's very important. This is what's going to help millions of people get saved. So that's a good sign that the Lord is making ways not only for you to be on the ark, but for those who miss it. He is making sure that they have the tools that they need to survive. Don't we have a great Jesus? He's already making ways for the tribulation saints to survive. And millions of them will. Millions of them will be saved. We have a good God. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for once again for always being here. Keep your eyes on the clouds. Listen for that trumpet. We're definitely getting closer each and every day with all the events taking place. Luke 21:25. It's all happening right now as we speak. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you in heaven.